What is up, guys? Giants01 here with another FIFA 17 tutorial. This one's going to be on advanced passing, guys. I already have a whole bunch of tutorials, so make sure to check them out after this video and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future ones. But this one's going to be focusing on an in-depth breakdown of how to pass, how to maintain possession, and play that tiki-taki style. First, let's start off with some basic tips. First thing you want to do when passing is make sure to face your teammate. Here you're seeing an example. My player, Real Madrid, he is not facing Modric, who he's trying to pass to, and because of that, the pass is not going to be nearly as accurate and it's not going to be nearly as powerful. So if you're messing up with a lot with your passes, make sure to face your teammate. The ball's going to go really erratic if you do not do so. Here's yet another example. Trying to do a really quick pass after my first pass, and because of that, I'm not facing my teammate. My shoulders are not squared up, and it's just an erratic pass straight to the defender. Another thing very important, guys, make sure to watch my first touch tutorial, which I'll have a link in the description and here, just to make sure you can actually control the ball a little bit better, especially when you're doing driven passes in short distances. And lastly, guys, this seems really obvious, but if there is a defender in your passing lane, do not do the pass. It's not going to work. I know a lot of people think, oh, maybe if I apply enough power or the ball or somehow curve around him, it's not going to work. If there's a defender in the way, like you're seeing here, don't pass it. It's not going to work. They're going to take the ball away from you. Alright, so let's do a little breakdown of the through ball versus the regular pass. Through ball is done by pressing the Y button on Xbox or the triangle button on PlayStation, and the regular pass is done by pressing the A button on Xbox or the X button on PlayStation. So let's take a look at this first example. Here you're seeing that there's a bunch of space in front of my player. So what you want to do in this situation is do a through ball. There is a bunch of space. You want to lead him. You want to catch the guy in stride. You don't want him to slow down. If I were to do a regular pass, he would have to slow down, wait for the ball to come, and by that time the defender could get there or the goalkeeper could rush out and get to him in time. So if you want him to catch it in stride, whenever there's a bunch of space in front of him, just make sure there's a bunch of space in front of him. Do the through ball. It's the best pass in FIFA 17 just because you can catch it and not lose any speed. It leaves them in front of the ball and it just places them in perfect position to take a good dribble, to take a first time shot, an incredibly good pass. You're usually going to have a really good first touch with it. Here in this second example, you can see there is a bit of space in front of the player I'm trying to pass to, but if I were to do a through ball, more than likely the goalkeeper would rush out and get to the ball before my player or around the same time. So to be a little bit more conservative, that time is actually better to do a regular pass. So even if there is a bit of space in front of them, sometimes it's better to do just a regular pass just in case. You always got to be thinking about the defender, how close he is to the ball, and how quickly he can get to it. If you think that there's a chance that the defender will get to it if you do a through ball, if you lead him too much, then just do a regular pass, and a lot of the times that'll work just as well. Now, if there is someone in the passing lane, that's when you want to do the lob through ball, which is done by pressing the LB and the Y, or the L1 and triangle if you're on PlayStation. A lot of people try to just spam this button and just try to constantly do lob through balls. That used to work in previous FIFAs, but that is not a good idea. Don't just try to spam it because the first touch isn't that great and it's not going to work. They try to fix that a bit, EA, so it's not working nearly as well. Here there's a perfect lob through ball situation. You can see once again there's a bunch of space in front of you. So this is just like the through ball. There's a bunch of space in front of him. You want to catch him in stride, but there's a defender in the passing lane. That's the big difference. When there is a defender in the passing lane, if you were to do a through ball, he would be able to take that ball away from it very easily. But if you do a lob through ball, it's a lot harder for the defender to get in the way and stop that pass. Be aware though, this move a lot of times makes your player slow down a bit and it makes him have a pretty bad first touch. Next, let's take a look at the 1-2 pass, which is done by pressing the LBA or the L1 and X at the same time if you're on PlayStation. Here you see in a situation, what this does is you pass it with a player with those two button commands and he's gonna pass it and then go straight on a run as you're seeing here. You can tell he's making a run because he has his hand out. That means he's running straight towards goal and he's gonna keep going there until he's offsides, then he'll reach. So just wait for the right time to do a through ball or a lob through ball depending on the situation and pass him the ball. Great move, especially near the penalty box. Really catches those center backs by surprise. You do the 1-2 pass with one of your players and then wait a split second till he just about to go offsides and do a through ball or a lob through ball and get right past those defenders and into an easy goal scoring opportunity. So I definitely recommend this move. The driven pass is done by pressing the RB and the A button at the same time on Xbox, or the R1 and X if you're on PlayStation. This move is a great way to quickly move the ball up the pitch because it's a lot more powerful than a regular pass. So when you have tight windows, guys, this is the move to do, especially near those penalty box when there's a bunch of defenders and you want to get the ball to your striker. You want to do this move so the defenders don't have time to react and get in front of the pass. The last pass type we're going to be talking about is the Lob Pass, which is simple, done by pressing the X button on Xbox or the square button on PlayStation. This is a great move to swish the pitch, and also obviously for crosses. Whenever you're doing crosses, there's many different types of crosses. I'll have a crossing tutorial soon to go more in detail, but this is definitely something if you're on the wings and you see that there's a player in the middle of the pitch, in the middle of the penalty box that's open, make sure to do the Lob Pass so you can get it right on his head or for a first time shot, and you're going to score a lot of goals that way. Lastly, a couple quick tips, guys. Make sure to use the radar. The radar's there at the bottom of the screen as you're seeing here. And this is great because you can't see the whole pitch no matter what camera angle you're using. So with the radar, you can really see those players that you can't see in person. You can see their circles, who's open, especially with those goal kicks. You want to make sure you get a good goal kick. Make sure to look at the radar. Also, you can tell your players to go on runs by pressing the LB or the L1 button, guys. Just spam it a few times because now no touch dribbling is by the same button. So you just want to spam it a few times, press it 3 or 4 times, and the player closest to you is going to start making a run. You're going to notice that he's making a run because he has his hand out. So when you put all these stuff together, that's when you get effective passing. You don't just pass for passing's sake. Every single pass should be with a purpose. You should always be passing and try to get the defenders out of position. Don't be afraid to pass horizontally or backwards, as you're seeing here, especially when you get near that penalty box. Passing lanes get really, really difficult. So you want to pass with purpose. Make sure to pass it around, pass it backwards, wait for players to make movements, tell them to make runs when you want to, do 1-2 passes or through balls or regular passes or lob through balls dependent on the situation, and really, really get the most out of it and score a ton of goals. That is it, guys. I hope you guys liked this tutorial. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and share with all your friends. Click in the middle to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future tutorials, and click all around in one of these boxes to check out some of my other series, including all my other tutorials, some top 5 videos, ultimate team, and formation reviews. Guys, thank you guys so much.